which are supported in the current version and which are not supported in the newer version. So if something are not supported, then we will drop those extensions, and after recreating the new server, we will try to recreate the new extensions on the target server. And along with that, we will run a consistency check, like we will do a PG upgrade with the old bin directory, with the new bin directory, and the old data directory with the new data directory, and then we will give hyphen check. Based on that, we will get a consistent check, like the versions are compatible, and it will do some checks, and it will show us like okay and everything. And then here we can create one more thing, like link. When we do PG upgrade, right, like PG upgrade, old bin directory with the new bin directory, old data directory with the new data directory, and we can do hyphen link. So here it will create a hard link between the servers. So with that we can upgrade the large database. Suppose if there is volume like TB of data, so in that case we can use the link option. Otherwise we can directly go with the only PG upgrade utility. So once we do the upgrade, right, then two SH files will be created. Like one is analyze cluster.sh, and another one is the remove old cluster.sh. So when we do analyze, right, the statistics will be latest up to date. I mean the latest statistics will be updated in the database level. And when we run the old cluster.sh, it will remove the old data directory file, and the DB will be running in the current and newer version. Yeah, so this is the steps which we follow in the upgrade activity.
So this is in place upgrade, right?
Yes.
What about the parallel upgrade? What will you plan of action for the parallel upgrade?
So if we want to go with the parallel access, you mean in another server or in online?
No,
In
it is
another server.
another server, yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to go in another server, so suppose if you want to go with 14, right? So we can install 14 version server in the target directory, and here in the source we can take PG base backup, and we can restore the PG base backup into the newer directory by using PG restore command. And on top of that, we can run the newer cluster.
Okay, so is there any way to take a backup faster? Any option we can pass the parameter? So we have a 1 TB of data, right? More than 1 TB, right? It's taking 1.5 hours, right? So I think if any way we can make it faster, PG base backup or
Faster
PG
is
dump, yeah.
PG base backup. We can go either with one is compressor format or maybe tar format. Another one is maybe I'm not sure. Maybe we can use maybe jobs. I think -n jobs, with the -n jobs we can do that.
In PG dump, we have an option to boost the backup performance. Any option, any parameter you can pass that if it is running. It's just, let's example, right? It 1.5 TB of data, right? It is taking 1.5 hours or something more than that, right? So I think being a DBA, we need to reduce this time, right? So is there any
Yes,
parameter
yes.
that we can pass and it will be reduce the time that is about 35 minutes or 45 minutes, right? Like that.
In the PG dump command, we can use -j job option, like PG dump -h host name, -d DB name, and then with hyphen n. Suppose if I'm going with the schema name -n schema -t table -p port number, and on top of that we can use -j option. I mean jobs.
Can you write in the chat window the command
Okay.
pg dump? Yeah,
Uh,
it is 1.5 TB of data, right?
okay. This is what's going on. It's, it's, -j, and then yeah. So pgdem, and then host name, db name, username, port, and then -n is the schema name, -d is the table name, and -j we can give us how many jobs we can. Parallel workers need to work in the background, and then backup.sql. So if you give SQL, it will go in a plain format, plain SQL format.
Yeah, I think I'm not able to see that. Can you press enter?
Okay. Yeah.
So you are going on table level. Whatever the schema level, database level.
schema level, we can go with -n option. If we want to go with a particular table, we can give -table. If you don't want the table name, if you want to go with only schema level, we can give only -n. If you want to only DB name, then we can give only -db. I mean, we can remove -n schema, -t table name.
Okay. Okay, so this is a part of this. Okay, let's come to this troubleshooting part, right? Let's a scenario, we are getting an email, right, or chat
Yeah.
from the team basically, right, and they are saying that we are getting too many connections error, right?
Yes.
So how can we resolve this?
So the too many connections is maybe one is ideal sessions. So the application team or maybe the developer team, they might be connecting from the backend and they are not doing any activities. After that, they leave the session. So, but these sessions will pile up and they accumulate as ideal sessions. So we will get a alert message like there are these ideal sessions and these are utilizing the DB resources. So on top of that, we will log into the DB and then we will see how many ideal sessions, active, inactive sessions are available on the DB. So if there are many ideal sessions, so we will try to clear out them by using like a PG select a terminate, select a PG cancel backend with the PAD, or maybe select PG terminate backend with the PAD. By using those two commands, we can clear off those what to say ideal session PADs. We can clear off them.
How can we check ideal session? Any system catalog or any view you are using for that?
We are running like PG PG start activity. From PG start activity, we can get to know this thing and then select what we say active sessions, ideal sessions, and then user from PG start activity, so that we can get to know like what are the sessions connected on the DB level.
Okay. Next scenario, basically we mainly face this issue, right? Right. Team is saying that previously we are not facing this slowness issue. From today morning, right, we are facing this slowness, right? So how can you jump into this issue, and from where you start troubleshooting?
Yeah. So in the DB first we will try to check like from the PG start statement we will try to see what are the queries from the PG start activity, and then from the PG start statement we will try to get what are the queries running on the DB, and we will see since how much time it is running and what is the user they have connected and to which database he has connected. And in the backend, we will see are there any jobs running in parallel, like whether they are going with any backup activity or whether they are running any what we say bulk insertion or bulk what we say bulk update or bulk select in the backend. If they are doing any select queries in the read replica, in the time also we will see some slowness on the DB. And then on top of that, we will see what is the ideal and inactive sessions on the DB level. And we will see the in the CloudWatch metrics tool, we will see like what is the CPU utilization and what is the memory utilization, what is the I of 16 on the DB. And in the performance insights also, we can see what is the query running. And after that, if the query is still running slow, then we will try to get the explain analyze for that particular query. And based on that, we will see which scanning it is happening, like whether it is going with the sequential scan or whether it is going with the index scan or whether it is going with the complete table full scan. So there, if you see any index is maybe corrupted or bloated, then what we say, then we will get the statistics like what are the light tuples, dead tuples on the particular table. And then if there are many dead tuples are happening, many data tuples on the table, and if you see there is bloating on the table, then we will do vacuuming, manual vacuuming on the particular table, and then we will do vacuum analysis. If still we face the same issue, then we will see whether the index are bloated or not, and if needed, then we will try to rebuild the index, and then that explain query is generated. That output we will give to the developer team, like to check the cost analysis and everything. So if they are doing any bulk data, we will ask them to reframe the query to divide the data into chunks, and to fetch the data in a not to get in bulk data, but to divide the chunks into like partitions. And even we will ask them to create any child tables or partition tables based on that. So this kind of things, yeah.
Okay, so you told about that index fragmentation. So what do you mean by fragmentation?
So fragmentation is the concept of like what we say, piling up of data tuples on the particular table level, or maybe at the index level or column level. So when the fragmentation is more, like bloating is more on the these objects, right? So whenever user try to fetch any data, so it will keep on searching the complete table level data. I mean, even it will check for live rows, it will check for dead rows and everything. So suppose if you do vacuuming at this particular point of time, so it will remove off these dead tuples, and based on the free space map and visibility map, so it will get to know like which other tuples are all available, and it will try to fetch data from only that particular line tuples. So that means the retrieval time for fetching the output will be less here. So the performance will boost up here in this case.
Okay, so what are different type of fragmentation?
Types of fragmentation.
Logical and physical, right? Or internal or external, we can say that.
No, I'm exactly not sure about
Okay,
this.
okay, not an issue. So you also said that index scan, right, or table scan, right? So what is the
Yes, yeah.
difference between seek and scan?
So so suppose if the indexes are really good and if they are performing well, so I mean the query execution is based on the cost actually. So here cost is the input parameter, what we say, not parameter, but is the input unit which is considered while executing a query. So generally there will be like parser, executor, and then analyzer and executor. So based on this internal mechanism, so it will fetch the least, it will run based on the least cost. So I mean, if the index is going with the based on the cost analysis, so it will see whether sequential scan is best for running this query, or maybe the index scan. What we say, based on the cost, I mean, based on the output of that cost, it will fetch the query which will take the less cost.
Okay. What is heap table?
Heap table. Not sure. I mean, I don't have much idea.
No, table and heap table, right? There are two things. If index table or heap table, right? So it is distinguished that if table has index, that is index table. Without index is a heap table, right? Means it's going for that row ID, right?
Yes.
Okay, next question, that also a troubleshooting part. Basically, most of the system, if not configured, we are facing such type of issues like no enough space left on the device, right? There is a mount point where you are keeping the data PG data, right? And you are writing continuously, and sometimes you are getting this type of error, right? So how can, oh my God, what is this? Hello, I'm audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, I think it is for VDI issue. Sorry. This pop-up code. I don't know.
I'm able to even view the videos.
I see a blank window here. It is showing setting down Citrix. Okay. So this is a question basically. So you can just how will you approach to resolve this issue basically, right?
Yes. Yeah. So when it is a cloud environment, like I mean, we don't have these any space issues like maybe in RDS and all, right? So that is not a big issue. But whereas in on-premise, suppose if the disk file system is full, so that the DB might what we say go down instantly if the file system is full. I mean the data, what we say, the PG data folder is full. So the DB there is a chance to get the event server might be down. So here we need to check the frequent of wall of files. I mean wall file size we need to see. I mean how much wall size they are utilizing and that is file size. And based on that, we need to enable the archive logs. So the walls which are written, I mean the wall buffer, what we say, the shared buffers are the dirty buffers which are written to the wall file side. So they need to be moved to the archive logs for a separate for the backup purpose. And along with that, we need to keep the log rotation. So based on that, on each and every day we will get the log files as well. So we can what you say, delete them by running some cron jobs. Like in the backend, we can delete the old log files as well in the backend, and then manually even suppose if you have taken a copy of a DB backup or maybe table backup, so that backups also might be in the same what we say, in the file system itself. So we can keep that old files as well. And then if you want, we can add even what we say more space, like by adding one more mount point, and then by adding one more file system, we can even increase the space and then redirect this what we say mount point.
Okay, let's another question on same. Basically, we have a database in TV, right, and one customer history table, right? We have a 1.8 TB of table, right? And customers want to move this from another mount point, right? So what will be a step? It means plan of action, or we can say that, yeah, the commands and all. How can you execute this and complete this project successfully?
So from one point to, we need to go with the other mount point, right?
Yeah, let me paste in the chat. Where is this here? Da-da-da. So table customer history, history, right? Size is 1.8 TB, right? It is not be default table space, right?
Yes.
Default table space. Now customer wants to move in different mount point or different table space, right? So how can you proceed for that?
Yeah. So basically here in postgresql, the default will be PG default table space. Suppose if we want to go with a new table space, we can create a new table space. I mean, first we need to add a value. On top of that value, we need to create a directory folder, and on top of that, we can assign this path to the newly created table space. Suppose while creating the table space, is like create table space there, and then we can give the path. And after that, we can what we say. When we want to move this 1.8 TB to this particular thing, one thing is either we can go with taking backup of the particular table and then restoring into the target location with the new path. We can move it there, or otherwise, what we can do, we can redirect that what we said, that particular table. We can copy to this new directory, maybe new table space location.
Okay, so what will the command for that? You are going for cp command or alter command?
We can go with the cp command. So if you go with the alter tables, alter table. No, in real time, I never came across.
You are
this
going
scenario,
good.
so
Yeah,
not
you
sure.
can just select that alter table name and the table space name, that you can provide that the mount point name,
Yeah.
that will move that from be default to the secondary one,
Yes,
right?
yes. If you give copy, then again I think it will have two copies, right? So then again there is a space issue. So I think
Yeah,
CP is
it
not the correct
will
command. We
just
can go
move
with
from
alter.
the default to new table space, right?
Yes, yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, coming to the other from new environment question. So have you done created new environment in your new database servers in your environment, matlab from the scratch for the new application and all?
Yes, yes, yeah.
So let's say we have 3.4 TB of database, right? And we are going to create one fresh database server, right? So
Yeah.
what will be your CPU, memory, and then the storage? How can you ask this from that infra team, and how can you proceed for that, right? What is the plan of action for that, right? In short, we can say that.
Yeah. Okay. So basically here, I mean, whenever there is a new request from the team, like to create a new, to serve a new provision, like, so basically we will get all these details from the team itself. I mean, they will give like whatever the required parameters, and maybe in the cloud, like we can go with the instance class. Like suppose if you go with any what we say. C series, or maybe with the R series, or maybe M series, like compute series, or maybe with the R series, right? So there we can go with the compute storage, or maybe with the burstable IAPs. So there we can select the instance class like the required CPU. Suppose if you are going with the production systems, right? So basically we are going with maybe 32B CPUs, and on top of that we are going with the RAM. RAM, what we say, RAM. I mean, shared buffers should be like 25% of the complete RAM, and what we said, even instance class like
Storage.
256 GB,
Go ahead.
256 GB of RAM. Yeah, and yeah, these six, and then we will set up the network parameter group as well. I mean, while creating the cluster itself, we will set up the parameter group, like what are the required values we need to give, and based on that, we will even create like whether we need replica or not. We will select this option as well, and then we will try to create the new actions.
Okay. So let's say the system is running by default on default settings, right? And it was about 200 MB of table database that point of time. After a couple of years, right, is coming to TV, right? Some bulk is also gone, and so database size increase, the number of concurrent connections goes, right? So what
Yes.
are the parameter you set for the tuning of the database?
So for the connections, we can go with the max connections. So by default, I will enable some max connections. Right? So if you want to more connections need to be enabled, we can go with the max connections. Suppose if you want to go with any tool like maybe utility, we can go with PG bouncer or maybe PG pool we can use for the connection pooling. And then even we can have some load balancers to deliver the load across the DB. So that is one thing. And even when we are going with the RAM and this thing, right? So then we need to upscale the instance by adding the maybe EBS value. We can what we say add the value.
Okay, so if you are increasing that memory to 128 to 256, so what will be your shared buffer and tame buffer, work memory, and effective cache sizes on the server?
Yeah. So shared buffers will be 25% of the RAM, and then what we say work mem is by default 4 MB. So based on the required tuning, we can set the work mem, and maintenance work mem is like 64 MB. So based on the required value, so we can even set that work mem, and then max connections equal to suppose 100, so we can set to be 500 or 1000 depends on our resources. So we can tune it to the postgresql.conf parameter file level. We can do.
Okay. Okay, then have you worked on table partitioning?
Table partition, no. I mean, I know like how partitioning works, and I mean how they are doing, but I mean, and in a developer point of view, I never get a chance to create tables and then table partitioning.
Okay.
I know like there is a range partition and then hash partitioning and then list partitioning. So based on that, suppose if they are going with any time period of data, so they are going range partition like between from this year to this year. So whenever we create this range partition, right? So suppose if you fetch any data, so it will directly go and fetch the data from that particular log instead of going with the complete table full scan. It will go to that particular index partition rate, and it will fetch only data from that particular log. So the retrieval time will be very fast, and even load on the DB will be decreased.
Okay, so let's okay, last question from that admin part. What is difference between
Okay.
PG dump and PG base backup?
Yeah. So PG dump is a utility which is used for taking database backup. But this PG dump is for like logical backups. Like we can go with the DB backup, or we can go with schema backup, or we can go with table backup. Whereas PG based backup is the physical backup. Like we can go with the complete file system level backup. So here we can take the complete PG data directory, and we can go with the PG based backup. When we are going with only single database or single schema or single table, or if you are go with the complete even schema level of all tables, then we can go with PG dump. Like it is a physical backup and it is logical backup. And if you go with the physical backup like PG dump, we can use PSQL to restore that backup. When we are going with the PG based backup, we need PG underscore restore for the restoration purpose.
Okay. So let's one normal question like how can you rate yourself out of 10 as a database admin?
7, I can rate as 7.
Okay. And how about the PGSQL command?
Uh,
Have you
I
written
didn't
any
get it.
PGSQL commands like select a statement, code operations?
Yes. I mean, I can rate 7 even. Yes, yeah.
Okay, so let's start something on that joins, right? So what is different between inner join and left join?
When you say PSQL, it is SQL part, right?
Yes, writing a query
Ye-
basically,
ye-
right?
Yes, SQL part I can rate even 5. I am not very much good at SQL
No,
part.
DBA is not never good in SQL because they are not programming
Yes,
anything.
yes,
But
yes,
yeah, they have to retrieve
yes,
some
yes, yes,
data for monitoring, some data for modification. That is client
yes,
requirement,
yes, yes,
right? You have to
yes, yes, yes,
optimize or modify some data from the tables, right? So
yes,
we have
yes,
to
yeah,
and have some idea to how can we write the statement. If you are going for tuning, then you can see that the
yes,
query flow and the right join or not, right?
yes, yes,
So that we need to think because you are if you are working on the query tuning part, then you should know about the query
yes,
flow and query syntax and all, right?
yes, 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 yeah.
So that the thing. So we need to know about
Uh,
this. Yeah.
yeah. So maybe I can try. I can try. If I maybe it might be wrong or right, but I will tell you know like what I. Yeah.
Mhm.
Right join and what we say
Inner join.
inner join, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So suppose if there is a table A and a table B, suppose if you are going with right join,
Mhm.
so it will fetch the data from what we say the common values which are in B, not common values. The values from table B will be fetched as the outcome, maybe. So if you are going with inner join, right? Inner join is like A and table B. What are the common values in both the tables, right? So that outcome will be given as a inner join.
Okay. What is difference between table and view?
Table and view. View is something. View is a predefined SQL. Suppose if we want to, it doesn't store any data. It's like just a command. So we can run it at any point of time to fetch the data. Whereas a table is the physical structure which stores the data. Yeah.
What is
But
diff?
view is something. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. What is different between function and procedure?
Function and procedure.
Yep.
Procedure, I'm not sure. I mean, I heard about like procedure, stored procedure, and these things. But when we call about function, right? So when we write a function, it definitely returns a value. Suppose what we say function, what we call. We have regarding what to say explanation. I'm not sure, but when we run some query, right? So definitely function will return a value for sure in the when we write some function.
Mhm.
Like there are maybe like flower brackets, and then we can go with if condition, else conditions, and then we can write the function.
Okay. What is difference between union and union all?
uh, union, uh, not sure.
Okay. So we have done this and you have worked on monitoring, right? So what are the
Yes.
system catalog you are using on daily basis to monitor Postgres databases?
Yeah, one is that pg start activity, and one is a pg stash statement. So these are the two main things. And then when we are going with what we say vacuuming, and then we will go running the query like n data tuples, n live tuples, and then last at analyze from pg start tables. Pg start table is one more utility. Yeah, so these are the things.
You are comfortable with writing shell scripting, right? For automations.
I just get to know. I mean, I was getting used to writing this. So earlier I didn't get a chance to work on, but right now I get to know like everyone is asking about Python and shell scripting for writing the what we say scheduling jobs, and then scheduling the automated tasks. So I was learning a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. So you have passed from JL and BTech, right?
Yes.
BTech
Yes. Yeah.
electronics engineering from Anantapura. Where is this?
Anantapur, it is in Andhra Pradesh district.
Okay, okay. So you have done in which year? I think it is not written, right? You have started career from 2018, right?
Yes, 2018,
Means your pass out for 2018, right?
2017.
17, okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So this is one, two, and three companies, right? You are continuous working from 23rd, okay, from
23.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, Ashok, right? I am done from my side. You can ask if you have a question.
Yeah, Silence. So if I will be considered as a perfect role, or maybe if you give it a chance, so what kind of environment will I be working into? And then is it like a group of, I mean, pool of DBS, or is it only one or two members handling the team? And how big? team
Okay.
size? Yeah, I just want to know about brief insights about
It
the
is a
project
very
details.
big project. More than 4 or 5 DBAs will work in this project, and I am the top of that. I think so because I am the lead here. Okay, and we are having more 3 or 4 DBAs, MySQL and Postgres, right? Mainly project on MySQL and Postgres, couple of on SQL Server, right? And that is a totally a migration and automation project basically, right?
Got
So
it.
yeah, anything else?
No, I think you have answered my question clearly. So no issues from my end actually. Yeah.
Okay, so I will share my feedback to HR and they will connect with you, right? Okay.
Sure, Sailesh. It was a nice and fantastic experience to have connected with you. And I mean, here
Yeah.
I got what we say a very pleasant experience while having this interview. I think it went really well. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, I will share my
Yeah.
feedback. You can
Thank
take
you
a call
so much.
from the HR. Yeah, and
Definitely.
basically, think this is a very big team, right? 40 or 50 people of team, and right, they are just
Okay.
focusing on. I think one client round is required. If you are selected, then there is a client round. So
Okay.
be
Okay.
prepared for this. What are the asked question that is totally related to the project. Scripting is must, right? And backup and recovery. Just focus on that. Yeah, thank you.
Fine, fine, Sailesh. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye
Yeah,
bye.
same to you. Bye.
Yeah.